Hello, everybody. It's Barry Kleiman, and I had a little bit of an overnight flu, so if my voice is kind of wonky here, I apologize to you. Um, this is actually a quick one that I think would like to talk about and have you really grasp. I put in the titles, in the comments for a title, a couple quotes from an old advertising exec named David Ogilvy, who just a genius guy, and I chose the quotes because he talked about the truth and use the truth, but make the truth fascinating. This is a really important thing, right? And I don't care what the question you're being asked of. We've been on these now for a month, back and forth with a couple of questions each day, 6 interview questions, and you know my. I mean, if you've been paying attention at all, you know my mantra is just be honest. I think what Ogilvy did is took that same thing and did more dynamic because that's who he was. He was a super dynamic ad exec. But the general premise is forthrightness. So the question in this case is explain employment gaps. That's this particular question. Again, I keep having to dismiss these probes from LinkedIn or these prompts from LinkedIn, from Facebook. In either case, um, explain the gaps in your employment. Explain the gaps. Tell the truth and make the truth fascinating. The truth is, I couldn't find a job for the longest time. I can take you through the litany of everything I did. I can show you the papers and the numbers of calls I made and the outreach to my network and the applications I put on all the, pardon me, the job boards and reached out to friends. For whatever the reason, I couldn't find a job for the longest time. And that got me thinking maybe I'm even looking for something in the wrong area. What I'm saying to you right now is maybe that's the truth. Maybe you couldn't find a job for the longest time. Maybe you did decide to shift priorities and potentially the sort of job you were looking for. So explain this to people. Tell the truth, but make the truth fascinating. Um, I'm not going to go on about this. I've talked about it quite a bit. It certainly relates to today's specific question about gaps in employment, but it relates to everything. And the other quote that I chose from Ogilvy was having to do with don't treat your client, your consumer, um, is your wife. Don't treat her like a moron. Don't. Everybody's smart. You wouldn't want anybody to be patronizing to you, and we don't want anybody to be patronizing back to us. Don't try to get over on somebody. Be honest and see if they can actually grasp your story. See if you're good enough to tell your story in a way that is fascinating, where they say they get you. There's no better result in any of these interviews than somebody actually gets you and gets what you're doing. Uh, you may not be the most qualified person on paper for a job, but if somebody gets you and they trust your ethic and they trust who you are and what you're about, the type of person that you want to work for will be that sort of person because job descriptions are job descriptions. They're words on a piece of paper. If you can build an organization around character and if you can build an organization around good people, your organization will sustain. So good hiring managers know that. If there's some very specific things, chemical formulas, or somebody that really needs to be a trained at chemistry or some highly technical skill, of course, you might need a specific skill, but more often than not, people do business with people who they know, like, and trust. It's just the way of the world. You do it, I do it, everybody does it. I say in my book, don't make a list of all the people who you work with, who you do business with, who you don't like or trust. Better be a pretty short list, right? So it's the same on the other side. So be trustworthy. Explain, look, yeah, it was a long gap. I had a really hard time. I changed my mind 4 different times, and I kept thinking about how best to do this. Make your story fascinating. The The end quote here is the consumer is not a moron. She's your wife. Try not to insult her intelligence. Don't insult somebody's intelligence on the other side of the desk and make up some bunch of horse dung. Don't do it. Tell the truth and find a way to make the truth such that somebody goes, wow, I like this person. Anyway, I'm losing my voice. I hope this made sense. Tell the truth, but make the truth fascinating. This is Barry Klapman. I hope you're all having a good day. I hope you all don't have what I got last night. Okay, thank you.